What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be looking at a moving average trend following strategy. So again, this is going to kind of help you stay a little bit more patient. It's going to kind of help you allow trades to come to you versus trying to take every trade long and every trade short. My name is D. Anthony, full-time options as well as futures prop firm trader. Again, if you guys would like to join Evolution Traders right now, the price is cut in half for the next one person who joins. I started with 3 in the beginning of the week, and 2 people have joined over the weekend. So I've only got 1 space left available at that half price. That link is down in the description box below. What we're going to start off doing is looking at the 1 hour time frame. Now we're going to look at the 1 hour time frame, and we're going to look at a 20 period moving average, which is your 20 SMA. And the reason why we're going to look at the 1 hour time frame is because overall, I want to see, are we trending up or are we trending down? If the market is a little bit more flat, it's going to be a little bit more hard to kind of navigate, finding those trend following opportunities. But if we kind of just go back here and we just the last trading day we had was Friday. If we kind of just look at Friday's moving average on the 20 period moving average, we look at Thursday and we look at Wednesday, we can see here that on Wednesday, when we had this big kind of reversal, we can see that the moving average trend was still going higher. Okay, so on this day in Wednesday of last week, we wanted to kind of avoid the short positions, right? Avoid the short positions until one of two things happens. A, we break and close below this 20 period moving average that we have been riding higher on, or we wait for the moving average to start going flat and start pointing down. So as soon as we get into Thursday's price action of last week, we can see that now we're on a decline here with the 20 period moving average. You can also see that the market drops, pops, consolidates, puts in one last low before it reclaims the 20 period moving average. So you can see here, if you were looking to take trades on Wednesday, you were still bullish early in the day, okay? But however, coming into Thursday's session, we were going to switch and flip that bias to short. So if I go to, let's say, Friday's or Thursday's price action on a 5-minute time frame, and I'm going to kind of blow this up so we can see it here a little bit better. If we were to realistically look at Thursday's price action here, let's notice where we were trading at 5:30 in the morning, 5:50, 6:30. Here's where the market opens. We already know what, guys, the momentum has shifted from bullish to bearish on the 1 hour time frame, being that on Wednesday, between Wednesday and Thursday's market open, we closed below the 20 period moving average on a 1 hour time frame, and that moving average is not rising anymore. It's more so going flat and starting to curl over. So if we kind of ignore the long setups that you get in the day and look for the short setups, you're going to have a much better success rate. So if you notice here, look at how we take out the pre-market action. We come all the way down here to the support system at 15,996. You could have taken a nice little scalp trade here. As soon as we lose this support system here, we come down to the next area of supply, and this would have been another profit taking zone. We're also trading below the 5-minute 20 SMA as well. You can see that you had a 20 SMA setup here. I teach this setup a lot in Evolution Traders and on YouTube, but we're looking for that short-term change in trend below the 20 period moving average. We're going to use a 1 bar stop or a previous swing high as your stop, and we're going to let this trade ride into the next area of support, okay? As long as we don't close back over the 20 SMA or take out our 1 bar stop or our previous swing high, we stay in the trade. Now let's go back to our 1 hour time frame, and notice coming into Friday that if you look at this price action here, when markets in the overnight session here going from Thursday to Friday, notice how the 20 period moving average on the 1 hour time frame is declining. But notice how we close back over the 20 period moving average in the overnight session. Then we have a little bit of a pullback and we close back below that 20 period moving average. However, our 20 period moving average here is not necessarily going down anymore. It is shifted from going down to flat and almost rising, right? Rising. So what we can start to say here on Friday's session, if we kind of just blow up Friday's price action from the market open's going to be here. You can see that we had some pretty decent chop that was going on that first 30 minutes of the market. There was one short position that did hit here coming down into the support system. However, if you trust technical analysis and you trust your trend trading strategy, notice how coming into the market open that the 20 period moving average is starting to rise. Okay. So even though if I go back to Friday's session again, even though we do get this short opportunity that would have paid, let it go, because the bigger time frame is telling us that momentum is starting to shift to the upside. So let's wait for that long-sided setup. The long-sided setup that we get comes at 7:55 in the morning. That price was 15,916, and it goes all the way to a high price, breaking through two levels of supply all the way to 16,052. So you can see here that from a price of 918 all the way up to a price of 16,051, you would have caught over 100 points on this potential move. Okay, so just looking at that bigger time frame is going to definitely help you be on the right side of the trade. It's also going to force you to be a little bit more patient, because you want to take your scalps and you want to take your day trades in the same direction as the bigger time frames moving average trend. So if the moving average trend is to the downside, okay, if it's to the downside, we want to ignore any of the false, the false breakouts and the false, pumps and the setups to the long side. And we want to wait for those short setups to be on the bigger time frames trend side. Okay. Again, it's going to help you stay patient. It's going to help you allow these trades to come to you versus trying to just, should I get long? Should I get short? We're breaking a previous, 5-minute candle high. We're coming up to supply here. Let me get long. Let me start shorting. It takes out and eliminates all the confusion and allows you just to sit on the right side of the bigger time frames trend. Again, you're going to use the 20 SMA. You're going to use the 1 hour time frame. You're going to look at the 1 hour time frame and you're going to ask yourself, is this 1 hour time frame 20 SMA, is it rising? Then we're looking to take long setups. Is it declining? We're going to ignore any long setups and we're going to look for the short setups. Is it flat? Okay. Is it flat? If it's flat, we have to sit on our hands and wait for the trend to develop and wait for that moving average to start pointing up, or wait for that moving average on the 1 hour time frame to start pointing down. Makes sense? Then once you get that identification of going from flat to rising or declining, then you can start picking your spots on your scalps and your longer intraday day trades by staying on the right side of the bigger trend move. Okay, we don't want to be scalping against a trend if the macro trend on a 1 hour time frame, right, in 1 hour, and we're going to use a 1 hour time frame as our macro cycle. But if the macro cycle on a 1 hour time frame is rising, why are we going to short against the bigger trend? Think about it. If you have a lot of let's think about, if we're going to war and we got a lot of soldiers, right? Why are we going to go against 100,000 soldiers climbing uphill, right, if we only have 1,000 soldiers at the top of the hill? Do you think that these 1,000 soldiers at the top of the hill fighting with swords or fist or whatever, right, are going to take on 100,000 soldiers coming and charging up the hill, and you just have 1,000 soldiers? Doesn't really make any sense, right? So instead of trying to fight the bigger trend, let's sit back, let's wait for these soldiers to come up to the top of the trend, and let's jump in the back of the pack and take those trades with them. If you guys want more information and you guys want to trade with me each and every single day live, get access to the rest of my strategies, the one-on-one coaching, the community. I have one space available left to join Evolution Traders at half price, guys. I don't really do discounts ever. This is the first time in 4 years that I've ever done a discount to access Evolution Traders. It's half price right now for the next one trader. I had 3 spaces available. 2 traders decided to show up and join over the weekend. I will be getting started with those traders and the rest of the team this week. But if you would like to take that last spot, right now is your perfect opportunity to do that. As we head into the new year, let's go in with a better approach to the market, an overall more realistic expectation to the market, and let's actually start fixing and correcting the mistakes that we're making on a day in and day out basis so that you can become a lot more profitable in 2024. I'll see all of you guys who decide to join on the inside. To everyone else who is still on the fence and you still just want to go through and sift through hours and hours and hours and hours of YouTube content, please do me a favor and at least give me a thumbs up. It's completely free to do that. It would definitely help my channel and help my videos. I would highly appreciate it. I'll see everyone else on the trading floor tomorrow.